Hi, this is Mark Knee Deep, and this is my inaugural video on YouTube. My nickname, as I said, is Mark Knee Deep. Knee Deep is the name of the compact 16 sailboat my wife and I currently have here in Alabama. And my inaugural video is about pipes. I smoked pipes off and on for about 30 years. I've mostly been smoking cigars past few years. But my good friend Not Home R, that's his nickname, Knott, Not Home R, is a good friend of mine, as I mentioned, and he and I talk cigars a lot, but he had started talking to me about pipes lately and had gotten very much into collecting them and got me interested again, so that's what I've been doing. And he posted an inaugural video, and I thought I would do the same, keep it pretty short like he does. I don't want anything to be too long, but I thought I'd just start out by just showing what pipes I had collected and then asking general question about pipe stems and what you think. As I said, I started about 30 years ago, and first pipe I had was a Dr. Grabo, which one of my roommates borrowed and broke when he tried to tap it out. So the next one I got was a mail order from Wally Frank Company, which I understood was a pretty big mail order company for a long time. It doesn't exist anymore, but out of business. But in any event, this was the first pipe I got from Wally Frank. It's not marked other than it's made in London, England, and it's called a London Squire. I understand that Wally Frank sold pipes under their own name, but they didn't manufacture any. It's got some putty fills and so forth, but at the time for a college student, it was a good pipe. It also has a very interesting filter system. I don't know if you can see this. I've never seen one like that before or since, but in any event, this is my oldest pipe. Also, around the same time, I ordered a cheap calabash from Wally Frank. It's cheap because it was an irregular. If you look, you notice that the stem is off center, and these are sold as what they call Baker Street irregulars. I smoked it a few times, but mostly it just looks good sitting on my shelf next to my Sherlock Holmes book. I also bought some Irish tobacco at that time. It was called Galvin's Irish Mixture. I bought about 6 cans from Wally Frank. This is the only one I have left. I smoked the others. I gave one away, but this one is 30 years old, has never been opened, so I'm just keeping it as a collector. I also bought my first Missouri Meerschaum about the same time. Still have it. Still good shape. And then after that, over a few years, I bought and sold a couple of pipes, but as I said, mostly cigars. Sometimes we would go up to the sailing marina. I would take one of my pipes and smoke it. But as I said, my friend Not Home R got me much more interested. So I'd say late 2000s, I was lucky and was able to procure several Aldo Villani pipes off of a website. I can't remember what it was, but they bought a bunch, and I got them on clearance, basically. This is one of those. Very nice rustic style, a bit of a calabash look to it. Good deep bowl, lucite stem. Makes for a good smoking pipe. Another one that I got, and I use this one quite a lot, is also an Aldo Villani. Smooth, but with a rusticated top of the bowl. You see the finish is okay. It's not completely even and so forth, but I like this one a lot. This is the one I would take to the marina a lot of the time. I liked it because I could even use a torch slider on the top and not worry about damaging the finish of the bowl and so forth. So that was my other one. I do have one more Aldo Villani that I got with the group. And this one, I've never smoked it. It's a very pretty pipe. But I was a little concerned that I thought the shank was a little thin, and I was afraid it might break if I smoked it and used it too much. So I basically just kept this as a keepsake and don't plan to smoke it. Probably before or after, right after that, it might have been a little bit before, I also bought my first Peterson. I'd had an estate Peterson once, but then I sold it and got this one. I may have gotten this one before the 3 Aldo Villanis, I can't remember, but as you see, it's a rusticated with a military stem. It's a system pipe, and enjoy smoking it, but always have to take the stem out and use a Q-tip or something with some pipe bowl sweetener to clean out the reservoir right after you smoke it. That's recommended, as I understand. Around that same time too, I also bought a barrel pipe or a basket pipe. I got this at the Briary in Birmingham. This is a French-made pipe without any other identification on it. It says France on the stem, but this has been a good smoking pipe, and I would take it to the marina a lot too. As you see, it's got a Vulcanite stem as well, and you see some oxidation on that. Then about 12 years ago, I do some acting locally for fun, commercials mostly, but I was able to work on a bigger production, and I rewarded myself by buying this Italian Kaviki pipe, also from the Briary here in Birmingham. Like this, you can tell it's got a very, very wide bowl, but if you notice the well isn't very big, so it's a small smoke, but it's also very cool because you have so much thickness there in the wall. So those are the ones I had, but then my friend Not Homar got me interested, so I've since purchased several. I just recently purchased, and I haven't even smoked this yet, this Savinelli Tortuga. Tortuga, as you might know, is Spanish for tortoise, due to the tortoiseshell stem, but also the cap, which is acrylic in a tortoise finish. And it's made to use if you smoke your pipe some, have some left over and want to save it or come back later. Or I assume you could probably partially fill a bowl and pack this on it and fill the rest of it later. You'd have to make sure that if you do have leftovers in your bowl that you've let it go out and cool very well before you use this, because it's a rubber stopper. I'm looking forward to breaking this one in, planning to use some Frog Morton on the bayou. Also, at the same time, I bought a new Missouri Meerschaum as a test pipe, and I've got a couple others on order, and I'll show those as box openings when I get them. So that's my pipe collection. I guess just a general question: do you prefer Vulcanite or lucite stems? I tend to prefer lucite. I'm having a lot of trouble with oxidation on my Vulcanite, my Peterson especially, being the nicer pipe, and also the French one, barrel pipe. Do you have any good recommendations for getting the oxidation off? I don't have a buffer. I do have a Dremel tool. I've tried using polish, pipe polish, even toothpaste. It just seems to come back. So if you have any recommendations, I'd appreciate it if you share them with me. And this is the end of my video, and I hope to post a few more later. So this is Mark Knee Deep signing out.